back to Ashi's Book Hub. You might be wondering why the books can be seen. So this time I bought you that set I've told you I'll be bringing before. So last time when I bought you the boxed Famous 5 set, I was telling you that I was gonna bring you... What was I gonna bring? I was gonna bring a rare Famous 5 series. So today I bought it. And let's see, without showing you each book, I'll be showing you one by one. This is a rare series. First we have the 13th book in this series, so it's The Famous 5 and the Hijackers. Old book. Let me tell you when it was published and which series this is. These are illustrated so this was published in 1973 and this book was published in 1985. Here we have the book. Julian, Dick, George and Timothy the dog. There's no end to the excitement facing the 5 when their flight to Brazil is diverted by hijackers. But their captor's plans go badly wrong when the plane crashes deep in the Southern American jungle, near a tribe with a reputation for shrinking heads. Shrunken heads! I love it, I don't know why. It seems the 5 have been finally met by their match, until a remarkable discovery gives them new hope and determination to escape. Keep this book over here. The Famous 5 and the Strange Legacy. When the 5 befriend a stranger on the train, they are intrigued by a story of his search for inheritance, which is concealed somewhere in a house in Kirin. Helping him to find the treasure proves to be easy, but keeping it out of the clutches of his greedy cousin involves the 5 in an exciting adventure. The Famous 5 and the Strange Scientist. Despite his reputation for eccentricity, the behavior of the brilliant scientist staying at Kirin Cottage puzzles the 5. Is he an imposter? And if so, where is the real professor? The 5 suspicions lead them to an unexpected encounter with an international spy ring and the thrilling adventure of their own doorstep. This, I'll keep it for last. Okay. The Famous 5 and the Bluebear Mystery. Back at Kirin Cottage for Christmas, the 5 find some very strange things are happening in town. First, someone steals Dr. Thompson's Christmas tree, and then there's this peculiar theft at the Kirin stores. After a strange lady offers to buy Anne's teddy bear, the 5 decide to investigate. The Famous 5 and the Knight's Treasure. I kind of don't like the illustration of this book because I don't know why, but I can't recognize who's Dick, who's Jolene, and who's George. A visit to an old ruined castle leads the Famous 5 into a thrilling trial of fabulous lost treasure. But the 5 are not the only ones eager to find it. They have competition. 2 dangerously clever men who will use any underhand trick to get there first. The 5 must use every ounce of their ingenuity if their exciting race to find them, and make the most exciting find of their lives. Famous 5 and the Z-Rays. A holiday in the Lake District should have been meant quite picnics, fresh air and cycling expeditions. But now a newly invented scientific device falls into the wrong hands, with possibly disastrous consequences, and the 5 are soon involved. First, ruthless burglars, then fanatical spies from a mysterious foreign power, determined to oblimate the invention, and it's up to the 5 to stop them at all costs. Five have a puzzling time and other stories. This is also a short story book. Enjoy a never-before-published collection of stories about the famous five, written by Enid and a peek of her powers. Join Julian, George, Dick, and Timothy the dog in 8 new helpings of adventure as fun as the five discover to foil kidnappers, discover a mystery behind voices in an empty house, and find out who or what is shining a light on Kirin Island. Famous Five and the Cavalier's Treasure. A summer holiday with their friends Tinker the Mischief and Monkey the Gale gives the Famous Five a chance to explore the idea of a short distance from Kirin Cottage, and it's nothing long before discoveries build a treasure, which guarantees an exciting time for everyone. The Famous Five go on television. Honestly, when I saw the cover of this book, I was like, oh my god, the building, a biography on how the movies were built, but it's a mystery. Our little treat is even more exciting than expected when the five are invited to play themselves in television series. Shooting is disturbed, however, by some sudden and mysterious disappearances. The children suspect that a kidnapper is at work, but who and why? Famous Five and the Golden Galleon. A wrecked yacht, the Golden Galleon, is washed up near Kirin Island with a 5 cargo of gold ingots. The Famous Five discover that it was used by some bank robbers for their great getaway, but the gold vanishes overnight and the five embark on an exciting treasure hunt. The Famous Five and the Inca God. Inca God. He's an Inca God. When a mysterious talking statue arrives unexpectedly from South America at Kirin's antique shop, it attracts not only the attention of the Famous Five, but also some of the rather suspicious characters. Why is there so much interest at this carving, and who is behind the attempts to steal it? The five are soon on the trail. Famous Five and the Mystery of the Emeralds. A summer holiday camping on Kirin Island is the prospect store of the Famous Five, and they're eagerly looking forward to exploring the island. But when George overhears a couple of crooks planning to duel a robbery, the Famous Five set off to a dangerous and thrilling trial. Last but not least from this series, again, Five go on television in another edition. Let's see. Our holiday treat is more exciting than expected when the five are invited to play themselves in a television series. Shooting is disturbed, however, by some sudden and mysterious disappearances, and the children suspect that a kidnapper is at work. But who and why? So, I'm letting go of this series to another side. Now we have 2 books on top, but before that we have one more book. This is from the latest series, and this is Good Old Timmy and Other Stories. The Famous Five want a fun trip to the beach and a lazy day in the countryside, but they can't just ignore a peculiar puzzle hidden in a tree or strange noises coming from an empty house. Wherever they go, Timmy sniffs out an adventure. Now, unfortunately, there are 5 books in this series, but I could only so far find out 2 books because these books are very rare and I just rarely found them. And as soon as I found them, I bought it. As far as I know, these books only come in hardcover though. So that's for the 5 Go Parenting. We'll get the hang of it, said Julian. There has to be a trick to this parenting lark. But despite his jolly words, the cheeks were hollow and his eyes were empty. Join Julian, George, Dick, and Anne, and Timmy, the dog, as they look after Cousin Rupert's daughter, little Lily Kirin. But can they succeed as parents, and for how long? So these books are like published after a few time by not any blyton, but in the late past. So in this we have all the famous five like grown up in their late teens and their mid-20s. So this book was written by Bruno Vincent, and the other books in this series are 5 Go Gluten Free, 5 Go on Strategy Away, 5 on Breakfast Island, and 5 Give Up the Booze. Next we have 5 Go Gluten Free. What on earth is this? Interrupted Julian. It's cauliflower rice, said Anne. So is it rice or cauliflower? I'm confused. Join Julian, George, Dick, Anne, and Timmy the dog as they try to have a jolly good time, just without gluten. Will our interpretive friends embrace the spiralizer? So this book was written by Bruno Vincent again. So here we have. Okay, so those were the books. So I hope that some of you might have read them. So what I'm asking you is subscribe, comment, like, share, click that bell icon over there, and answer the question I'm putting down in the chat box. Bye! See you next day with another bit of gluten.